Hi guys, you're back with Brecken with In Spite of and Because of, and today I'm giving you my grocery haul. I went to both Aldi's and Walmart. Most everything I purchased at Aldi's, but I got a couple things at Walmart. And this week I only had to price match one item. I would have price matched two, but my husband actually accidentally picked up the chicken at Aldi's, and so I wasn't going to purchase two of them. And it was actually, the chicken this week was cheaper at one of our local grocery stores, but my husband had already picked up the chicken and I didn't realize it. So we went ahead and just got the more expensive, and I wasn't gonna go and price match another set. So anyhow, so we're gonna start with the very back of my groceries, which is the paper goods that I purchased, and it was just the paper towels this week. We use the paper towels to dry our hands, and that's a code that we have to go by with having a daycare in our home. And then we're going to go into our snacks, and I purchased snacks both for the daycare and for the boys. And so my husband actually picked up the Jif Whips peanut butter, and so we're going to try that with our apples and pretzels and some of the crackers that we have. I'm very excited to try it. And then we also purchased some of their vanilla wafers. The boys really like those, and so does my friends in the daycare. And then we picked up their version of the Cheez-Its, the Savorites cheese baked crackers. And we picked up, now we did pick up 5 bags of chips, unbeknownst to me. Now, I guess that's what happens when you go with your husband and 2 boys, when they're always throwing stuff in the cart and you're not realizing what's been picked up. So let's see, we picked up 1 bag of tortilla chips. So we picked up the ranch chips that are supposed to be similar to like the Doritos, so we're going to try those out. My husband was very excited. And then we picked up a bag of their barbecue chips, which I love. We picked up 1 bag of wavy and 1 bag of regular potato chips. And I'm not really sure why we ended up with 5 bags of chips, because we really don't eat chips that often. So this will definitely last at least through the month, if not longer. So anyways, that's what happens when you go to the grocery store with your 2 sons and your husband, and they're always throwing stuff in the cart. Thankfully, my youngest doesn't, or otherwise we'd have a lot more fun stuff in here. So the other items that we got for snacking was, I saw this caramel popcorn, and I love caramel popcorn. And this is actually gluten-free, and it was like $1.49, so I thought I would try it. Then, unbeknownst to both my husband and I, my son put in some spicy pork rinds. He was concerned that his dad needed some, apparently. So we ended up with those, which we weren't planning on. And then my husband loves his peanuts, so I picked up some peanuts for a snack for himself, and the boys really like them. And then we picked up some of their granola bars for the boys in the daycare. Just 1 box, which will only serve 1 snack. And then I picked up, I'm going to try their crackers. So I picked up some of their gluten-free, Live-G-free crackers. I picked up rosemary and olive oil, and I picked up just a regular bag of just their sea salt ones. And I'm looking for other snack options. And then we also picked up their vanilla covered raisins, and then their chocolate covered raisins. So they're yogurt raisins, so my husband loves the chocolate ones, and then my boys like the vanilla, so we picked both those up. And because my son was throwing stuff in the cart, he found their chocolate pudding, so we went ahead and grabbed that for him. So again, some of the stuff I wouldn't normally buy if I was by myself, which is why I like to go by myself. As many of you moms know how it can go when you have children and husbands who are always throwing stuff in the cart. We also picked up some rice crackers. I picked up their salted version and then also their caramel version, and we love both of those. And it's a nice little snack, healthy snack for the kids at daycare. And then the salt ones we can always throw different toppings on, and we really enjoy those. And then just for snacking around the house too. Then I picked up some bagels for the daycare. The kids love bagels, and so I picked up some of their cinnamon raisin this week. We picked up their pinto beans. I'm going to do ham and beans, and then we like to put them in the roaster with some ham, and then whatever is left over after, we usually have it for leftovers in daycare. And so we usually get about 3 meals out, and then we end up freezing the rest. So we usually have quite a bit that we freeze, and we put them in small containers, and then we ended up making refried beans from them. So it really serves quite a bit, and it was only like $3.47 for the pinto beans. And then you'll see the ham in a minute, and it serves quite a bit. So I'm very excited for that. And then for our baking products that we picked up, we got their ground cumin, which for 99 cents, we got 3 ounces of cumin, and that's a really good buy. And we love their spices just because they are 99 cents, and you get a nice big container worth. Then I picked up their sugar, which is $1.49 this week. And I picked up some honey. And then I picked up their version of the olive oil spray. And we do a lot of cooking, so we definitely need lots of that, and we're about to run out. And then we needed some more syrup for the daycare, so I picked one of those up. And I'm looking to make sure. Okay, so then the canned products that I picked up, we picked up some of their diced tomatoes. We make our own Mexican rice, and so I picked up some of the tomatoes so we can have our Mexican rice this week. We already have onions and we have the rice in the fridge, so we just needed the tomatoes to go with it. Then I picked up some of their cut green beans. We're going to use that in one recipe, and then one as a side for the kids for daycare. And then I picked up 2 things of corn. Again, one goes in a recipe and one will be a side this week. And then I picked up for their frozen vegetables, I picked up one of their steam bags of mixed vegetables, and then I picked up 1 bag of their frozen peas. And I found that my kids, both daycare and both of my boys, prefer the frozen versus the canned peas. So I always like to have frozen peas on hand. And I already have 2 bags in the freezer, but we kind of go through peas quite a bit, and this week we're going to be putting it in our tuna noodle casserole. So I went ahead and picked some of those up. I picked up their gluten-free pasta this week, and I love their pasta. It's really yummy, and it's only like $1 and some change. I can't remember exactly, but it's really, really good, and you get quite a bit for the price that you pay. So we picked one of those up. We're going to use the pasta in the sun-dried tomato and sausage meal this week, so we wanted the pasta for that. And then I picked up some of their blueberry pancakes. I haven't tried their gluten-free blueberry pancakes. And if you remember one of my last videos for grocery shopping, I said how my husband and I were trying one gluten-free item at a time. This week I decided to go ahead and grab a couple. So I haven't tried the crackers yet, and I haven't tried the pancakes. So I'm going to do both of those this week and see how they taste. So far I've enjoyed most of their gluten-free products there. And then I picked up one of their pepperoni pizzas just in case I need a little meal and I don't have anything, I can just throw that in the oven. Then for our cold products, I picked up their cheese. You get 12 things of cheese, and I believe it was $2.99 for a bag of that. And that's a really good buy because at the regular grocery stores, you're going to pay about $3.49 for a bag of 12. And then I got the almond milk for myself, and then we got 1% milk for the daycare. And typically we only get the 1% milk at Sam's Club, but my husband won't be going until tomorrow night, and we are completely out. So I went ahead and picked up just a half gallon of their 1% milk to get us by for daycare tomorrow. And then we love, love, love their yogurt. So I picked up 5 of those, and they were 39 cents. No one beat them this week. Sometimes they run specials at some of the grocery stores, but this week the 39 cents beat out. So I got 1 of each. The kids love them. We have them for daycare with some granola, or we throw some fruit in there. We just have them in so many different ways. We throw them in our smoothies. That helps me get some vegetables and some of our kids who don't like to eat at the daycare. So I put fruits and veggies and some yogurt in, and they eat it right up. So, and then we have, I call it a his and hers hummus. We got the veggie hummus for myself, and then we got the spicy hummus for my husband. He loves the roasted red pepper. And then, so it's a his and hers. So my son will eat any of it, so. And then for the meat this week, so this week I told you that normally I would have price matched this chicken. When we were at the grocery store, it was very chaotic. We had both boys, and I told my husband pick up the chicken legs because they were on sale this week. They were 99 cents a pound. He ended up picking up, thinking I just said pick up chicken, and so he picked up the chicken breasts, which are $2.79 a pound, which kind of kills me a bit because we could have saved $1.50. And we ended up buying it, and we paid $4.35. I know that's kind of ridiculous because I could have gotten it for at least half that price if I would have price matched it. So that's why I price matched, but my husband already picked it up, so I was going to go buy more chicken that we didn't need. So, and then he picked up some of their chicken thighs. Again, I said chicken legs and he thought I just said chicken, so he just threw these in. So I'm not sure. We're going to just put these in place of our drumsticks. Normally we throw some drumsticks on the grill when it's nice out. So we're going to do chicken thighs this week, and that should be good. And then the ham I was talking to you about, this is gluten-free. It says right on the package, which one thing that I absolutely have loved about Aldi's is they label everything that's gluten-free. So I don't have to be looking through the ingredients and looking up on my phone. I can just look and it's got a little label. And I'm going to see if I can get into it. See, and there you see it. This label is on all of their products that are gluten-free. And again, helps me go quick through the grocery store when I'm getting things that I don't typically purchase. So for veggies this week, we actually have quite a bit left over from my son's birthday party last week. And then we also picked up a couple cans and a couple of the frozen. So it's going to last us a little bit more than this week. But I went ahead and picked up for the vegetables. We picked up green peppers. And we picked up some of their green onions. I love to throw that in almost all of our meals. And it gives it a nice little flavor boost. And my husband isn't a fan of the regular onions, so these I can usually throw in and he doesn't complain about. And then I picked up their asparagus. Love, love, love asparagus. And so we're going to have that with our chicken on the grill. And then we picked up some of their gold potatoes. Those were $1.29 for a 5-pound bag of their golden potatoes, and I love their gold potatoes. And then my son, we had a vegetable tray last week, and he yesterday was complaining because he wanted some more of those tomato balls. So we went ahead and picked up some of their tomatoes, his tomato balls as he calls them. And then for fruit, we're going to do mangoes. They had those, I think they were 49 cents, I believe, for each mango. And I like to try and add some new variety in for the daycare, so I went ahead and picked up 3 of those. And then their cantaloupe was $1.29 a pound, and that's typically around $1.50. So we saved some change there with getting the cantaloupe. And then their bananas, they're always cheaper there unless someone's running a special, so we got them, for 44 cents. The only thing with the Aldi's bananas that you usually have to kind of let them ripen up just a little bit, so it'll be a couple days before we can use them, but we got a nice big batch of those. And then I picked up a bag of their kiwi. The kids love kiwi, so I picked up a bag of their kiwi, and we picked up another thing of their applesauce. We love applesauce, and we throw it in meals, we throw it in with our meat, when we do some of our pork chops. So we picked up some more of that. And last fruit that we picked up was our strawberries. And I picked up 2 things of strawberries because that will last us 2 rounds of fruit for this week. And then I picked up their oranges. We love oranges, and we have to have vitamin C daily at the daycare. So orange is a nice way to get that, and the kids love them. So you can never have enough of those. I think I forgot to show that we got 2 of their big things of chicken broth. It's organic and free-range chicken broth, and it's gluten-free. So we picked up 2 of those, and it's a huge thing. The only thing I haven't found canned chicken broth there that's gluten-free. The other brand that they have is not gluten-free. And so we have to get this big container, which is kind of a bummer because we usually only use about half unless we're making a soup. But what I've started doing is anything that's left over, I just throw them in ice cube trays, freeze them, and then that way we can throw it in a meal the next time. So that's how we make sure to use it all up. And then the last thing that we purchased was they had some little Easter items, and so we picked up, my son loves this little Play-Doh, their Dig and Rigs Play-Doh sets, and so we got this for him to go in his Easter basket, and I think it was $3, so that's his little gift from Aldi's. For this week, our shopping trip at Aldi's was $137 and some change. Thank you for joining me.